This is a nervous market, as evidenced by another week of enormous market swings. How do you keep your cool in all this chaos? Doug Hirschhorn is a Wall Street performance coach and the author of 8 Ways to Great. Doug, you coach professional traders. You're giving people advice on how to stay calm in this kind of market.
Yeah.
What are you possibly telling them?
The best thing I can tell them is to look at the volatility as an opportunity.
Right.
Most people sit there and they worry about how much money they're losing or what's going on with the world.
Yep.
If you view it as opportunistic
Yep.
to be able to get involved and participate, you shift your perspective from the negative to the positive.
Right, because in this kind of volatility, you have opportunities. If you were one of these people who likes this kind of thing, you have opportunities 10 times a day.
Yeah, and that's the part that people lose sight of is
Yep.
they forget the reason why they got involved in the first place.
Right.
And you have to think longer term.
Yep.
We sit there and watch the short-term volatility and we
Yep.
worry and we wonder, but very, very few people actually trade for a living. Most
Yes.
people have real jobs.
Right.
And they sit and spend their time watching the TV out of one corner and trying to live a life in the other corner. You have to remind yourself that it's a longer-term investment strategy and think about over the course of 5 years or 10 years,
Right.
this is an excellent time to participate.
Yeah, it's interesting. Somebody told me, why do you guys make such a big thing out of these market swings? And I said, look, we're the news. We have to tell you what's going on. You can choose how you consume it.
Yeah.
You don't have to get crazy about what's going on in the Dow.
Yeah.
What's the biggest mistake you find individual investors making?
Again, looking at taking these short-term moves very seriously and focusing on the short-term volatility and losing sight of the bigger picture down the corner.
All right. Let's talk about who should consider buying, because what most people ask me when I see it on Twitter, most people ask me, should I be selling now? When you see big drops, the instinct for the individual investor, should I be selling? Very
Right.
few people are asking me, is this the time to buy in?
Yeah, and actually, if you look over the course of longer terms, it is the best time to buy, but it's not for everybody. If you have disposable income, you don't
Right.
need it for a house or for a living or for college or whatever it is, this is a great time to participate. But remember, you're locking that money in over a longer period of time. Don't look at it as I'm going to put it in one day,
Yep.
take it out the next day. You saw the volatility in the Dow this week alone.
Yep.
Up, down, up, down. People can't time the market. That's a loser's game. The winner's
Yep.
game is thinking in the long term over long horizons. If you're a professional trader, it's a different game, but for the average person, that's not the case.
Doug, if you don't have the stomach for this, you can't do it. I mean,
Correct.
if you don't have, if this upsets you a great deal, then you need to either have an advisor doing this, or you need to be in mutual funds, and you need to be able to sit back and say, I'm going to rebalance my portfolio once every quarter.
Yes.
I'm not going to get crazy about
No,
this.
outsource it. Give it to someone
Yeah.
else. I had a person yesterday, not a trader, they're in a different industry. She told me she had to take a Xanax
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah, that's
to not.
bad.
And I said, well, the problem is that she's not a professional investor.
Right.
She needs to outsource it to someone else.
Right.
Look at it every 3 months, every 6 months, every year,
Right.
and think about the bigger picture.
Right, and have somebody else tell you, hey, something's going on, we need to make some changes.
Fine.
But having the Dow chart on TV guide your life
Not
is,
helping anything.
is
It makes your life less quality.
Yeah. All right, Doug, good to see you, my friend. Doug
Thank you
Hirschhorn
very much.
is a performance coach and the author of 8 Ways to Great.